Death Knight wants me to react to this.
React to FF14 mount video same as Azman. Did you ink my content now? D.
I suppose that voiceover was actually quite apt for what we're about to see. Final Fantasy 14 mounts and how to get them, because I'm sure you're all excited to find out.
Hey Buns, today I'm taking on the mountainous task
How's the
of
volume?
showing you how to get every single mount in Final Fantasy XIV. Remember that to mount up at all, you'll need to have done the quest My Little Chocobo at level 20, and that's after you pick a grand
Isn't this
company.
the girl that swapped over to
check out
Final
the table of
Fantasy
contents for this video,
from
which I will
World
pin
of
in the
Warcraft?
comments and in the description, so you can easily jump to different
All
sections and
scripted.
use this as a reference material. If you see this symbol, it means the mount is tradable, so you might be able to find it on the market board.
If a mount is an achievement reward, you'll need to pick it up from Jonathas near Apkalu Falls in Gridania.
I'll also talk about mounts
I've
that
played
are no
Final
longer
Fantasy
obtainable
before,
at the end
but
of
that
this
was when it
video.
first came out,
First
the
up,
Realm Reborn,
Gold Saucer.
and that was
Here you'll
because my
play
friends were
mini
playing
games
it.
to get a special
It's not something I would
currency
actively
called
go out of my
MVP, which
way
you
to
can trade
play.
for mounts and other loot.
Once
Here
I got
are the
like max
various
level, I just
mounts
kind of
and
stopped
their
playing.
costs.
What the heck is that? That is a very tall tortoise. Oh, how much does she cost? Oh, I see. It's the chair. Right. That makes sense. 1 million. So what's the context here of what an MGP is? These are like in-game currency, or is this like some sort of virtual currency that you can buy with real money? Make sure we got the highest of the high quality. We do. I like the look of that one. That looks like Pinky from Doom. It's from minigames. It's free. 2 million. My goodness. Well, the developers are giving people stuff to do. I mean, these mounts look jank, but that's kind of a cool
Next up,
thing.
PvP. Now, as long as you are above level 30, you are good to PvP. Everybody's stats and HP are equalized, so gear and levels beyond 30 don't matter. PvP is a great way to get mounts, such as the aerodynamics system. This comes from winning 100 Fields of Glory.
That mostly works just
because
because of the pose of that guy.
To get the achievement in a Blaze of Glory 5. Next, you can get the Gloria class airship by winning 200 matches of the Feast. The logistics system mount is awarded when you win 200 frontline matches with the same grand company.
Hey,
Magic Avenger is from winning Rival Wings 100 times.
Giving presents to your
Magic
teammates.
Avenger A1 is obtained
gifts
by
for
winning
coming
Hidden
to your
Gorge
What? Is that
100
Winston?
times.
Deliver
Magitech
the best
Sky Armor
present.
costs
Oh, I thought that was Winston from Overwatch for a moment there.
by winning Hidden Gorge
I was like,
100 times.
Wait, they can't do that,
Magitech
can they?
Sky Armor costs 20,000
Thank
wolf
you,
marks
Alex.
from the Storm Sergeant Wolf's Den Provisioner at the Wolf's Den Pier.
So what the heck is a
You get
wolf mark?
marks just by participating in PvP.
PvP
the Safeguard
marks,
system
okay.
is obtained by winning 100 frontline matches. The Serpent War Steed is from winning 100 frontline
I like
matches
the
with Order of the
bookworm
Twin
glasses
Adders.
that she has.
For the Storm War Steed, you'll need to win 100
Gives her that
frontline
librarian
matches
look.
with the Maelstrom. For the Flame
See, this
War
is what I'm
Steed,
looking
you'll
forward
need
to
win
paying for
100
in
frontline
Diablo.
matches with the Immortal
The
Flames.
Diablo
And
4
for Construct
horse
7,
mount
you'll need to win
armor.
100 Onsal Haker matches. And I
That
just wanna
movement
add
is
that
so
in the course of
janky,
me
man.
making this video and getting all the footage that I needed of the different PvP mounts, all
It
the
looks
people
so
that I met
loose.
from the PvP community were extremely nice, and they went way out of their way to help me find the mounts that I needed to record.
It
and they
doesn't
were
feel
just
like your
super
character's
cool
actually
overall.
stuck in
They
the
told me to
area
send people
or
over
the
to
world.
the PvPisa Discord server, which is like the
Or is
balance
this bit
but
of
for
furry
PvP.
stuff?
And who knows, with a bit of guidance from them, you might rank top 100 and get yourself a Menicious mount. Those mounts will be released to the top 100 players per data center after the current season
looks
ends
alright.
and will not be
I don't think it
obtainable
belongs
after
in
that.
Final Fantasy, does it?
Mentor Roulette is a special duty roulette that you'll unlock by being a PvE mentor and completing every dungeon, trial, guild hunt, and raid that appears in Mentor Roulette. I'll put a complete list of the content you need to
My
complete to
brain.
unlock Mentor Roulette, but if you do it 2,000 times, then you will get the Astrope 2-seater Pegasus. It looks pretty great, but I
don't think
asked
any
the
guy's
person
gonna
who was
want that
posing
mount.
for this how long it took them to get the Astrope, and they said they did Mentor Roulette all day, every day for a year. So you bet Astrope in for a grind. Every tank can get a basic mount and an armored version of it. So for Warrior, there's the War Bear and Battle Bear. For Paladin,
bears
the
look
War Lion
depressed.
and Battle Lion. The Dark Knight, the War Panther and Battle Panther. the Gunbreaker, the War Tiger, and Battle Tiger.
It's like a giant
now,
rat.
Warrior Paladin and Dark Knight's first mount, the ones with achievements that say high-level duties, can be farmed on anything level 50 plus that's extreme or savage. So a solo Garuda X unsync would work. The armor mounts for those jobs and both Gunbreaker kitties, though, will require level 61 plus content or 50, 60, 70 roulettes or leveling roulettes.
Does Final Fantasy have more mounts than Warcraft 3 does?
Bonus active. So if you want to grind for the armored tank mounts or for the 2 saber-toothed tigers, farming Stormblood Trials Unsynced
at this rate, it seems like they almost would
way
do.
to do that, and to collect totems for dogs, which I will get to in a minute. There's the Unicorn, which comes from the level 30 Conjurer class quest.
Oh my god, it flies.
And the Morble, which is a reward for the True
That's a
Blue
cool looking mount.
achievement. Now, this is a pretty tough one, requiring that you
That
clear
is
turn
the sort of mount
5
I
of
would
the
get.
Binding Coil of Bahamut, turn 4 of Second Coil of Bahamut, turn 4 of Final Coil of Bahamut, Burden of the Father Savage, Burden of the Son Savage, and Soul of the Creator Savage in a Blue Mage only party, synced with Silence Echo turned on. Yeah, it's no joke. You'll need a dedicated group for these, and so I'm going to link some Blue Mage raiding discords in the description box below if you're ready to take on what I've been referring to on stream as Project Hentai. Good luck. And finally, in the jobs category, if you get all battle
It's
jobs
a cross
to
between a
level 80,
raptor and
you'll
a
get an
camel.
Amaro mount. It's basically level until you can say, I'm all out of jobs to level. Next up, recruit a friend. So you can invite a friend to join the game by sending them your recruit a friend code. They can only redeem it after buying the game and within their first free 30 days of playtime. If they redeem your code and then subscribe for 90 days, after their first 30 days.
Is this what you're trying to
you'll
get
get
me
a
to watch
draft
this for? Is to
Chocobo
recruit a friend so I
two-seater
can get you a free
in
mount?
The mail, the mock mail. Do remember that
Look at
90
those
days
characters.
that they pay for does not include
What is
the
it? That
first
guy?
free
It looks a
30
bit
days
simple,
that
that
they
mount,
got
doesn't it?
for buying the game. If you recruit one friend,
Looks
you
like
will
he's
get
got about 5
5
brain
gold
cells.
chocobo feathers. If your friend subscribes for 150 days, you will get 5 gold chocobo feathers. And gold chocobo feathers can be traded for mounts. So there's the
Ooh.
mana garm, which costs 8
Oh
feathers.
my god, what the hell is that thing? That's awesome.
Honestly,
His
say
head
it
is
was
tiny.
ugly.
It looks
I
like
think
a bug.
it's probably the ugliest mount. The 2-seater amber draft chocobo costs 8 gold feathers. I thought amber meant yellow, but it's red. I don't know why.
I hate the way all these
And
characters look
Twintania
perfect,
costs
by the way.
15 gold feathers. So good luck recruiting.
You think Final Fantasy
The
XIV would
main
break my,
story quest will
my brain
award
to
you
play?
with several mounts just for
Well, I've
playing
already
through
played it.
The first one you
It
get
was a
is
long
your
time
first
ago,
mount,
but
the
I've already
company
played it
chocobo.
before.
You do your Realm Reborn story
It wasn't
quest,
too
pick a green
different from
company,
World of
and pay
Warcraft.
company seals
It's just
for
got a
a chocobo
2.5 second
license.
delay
You can
to
decorate
abilities,
your
which
company
isn't
chocobo
great.
with various fun chocobo bardings, but there's a lot of them, and that's kind of beyond the scope of this video. The Magitech
Yes,
armor
your
comes
tip
from
went
the
through as
Realm
far as I
Reborn
can
main
tell,
story quest,
Alex.
the
If it's the
ultimate
one about
weapon.
the 4 versus 4
Black
RT
chocobo
optional
comes
strategy.
from the Heaven's Word main story quest, Divine Intervention. Mana Cutter comes from the Heaven's
That's
Word main story quest,
kinda neat.
Into the Aerie.
That looks more Final Fantasy. Like if
Midgard's
you
armor
said
from the
Final
Heaven's Word
Fantasy
main
to
story
me, I
quest,
would think that
Fetters of
ship would
Lament.
look a bit more like it.
And the Yol from Stormblood's main story
Yo!
quest.
Yo!
Footsteps
It's YouTube
So just another reason for
Rewind.
y'all to do it.
That thing looks alright, doesn't it?
To do the main
Looks
story.
like an
Deep
epic.
Dungeon is one of my favorite
beast that you
activities
have
in the
to
game.
slay.
It's a great way to get some super rare
Need a
mounts
group of
if
3.
you're committed to it. There are 2 types of Deep Dungeon in the game currently. Palace of the Dead, which you can unlock from the level 17 side quest, The House
Later on,
that
you have
Death
to weave
Built
off
in New Gridania.
to
You can
a global
obtain
cooldown inside the global
disembodied
cooldown. It's not a
head
real
mount,
issue.
or
Yeah, I see.
10 Galmoran potsherds.
That's
You get
a
1
weird one.
Galmoran potsherd for clearing floor 50 of Palace of the Dead. And the potsherds have a random chance to drop from bronze coffers anywhere in Palace of the Dead.
That thing
Also
looks
in Palace of the
tortured.
Dead, you can get a Knight Pegasus. This drops
So
from
another unicorn,
gold-trimmed
basically.
sacks, which come from floors 151
Without the
to
horn sticking out of
200,
its
but
skull.
you need a dedicated group of the same 4 people, like a mini static of 4 people, to go with you from 151 to 200. It might take you a couple of days, and you will probably need to read up
Palace
about
of
the
the Dead is
monsters
like
in there, because
Torghast,
once
but
you
fun.
die,
That's
it
what I hear
resets
from
you.
ex-WoW players.
It's like game over. You got to start over.
This is
Anyway,
a
have fun with
propaganda
that.
video.
Also, there's
Ex-WoW
Heaven on
players.
High. That's a deep dungeon added in Stormblood that you unlock with a level 61 quest, Knocking on Heaven's Door in the Ruby Sea. The Dodo is Heaven on High's version of
Oh,
Flying
that's the
Pegasus
best mount so far.
It drops from platinum haloed sacks, which
Oh
are
my god.
obtained in
Look at that
floors
wiggle
71
animation.
through 99 of Heaven on High.
That is by
You
far the best
can
mount.
sell
There's
these on
nothing
the
that's even
market
come
as well.
close to as good as that.
And it's really the same thing as before. You're going to need
Yeah.
a dedicated group of 4 people
That
to go
would
in
sell the
there
game to me. That
progress
mount.
through on
That
your
is-
save. Each time you reach floor 100, you will
That's
get
by
an
far the
Empyrean
best mount.
reliquary. Get to floor 100 4 separate times, and you can trade your 4 Empyrean reliquaries to the cast-off Confederate NPC for 4 Empyrean
These horse mounts are kind of
accessories.
boring.
Equip
But then
them
again,
and
I
talk
think
to
that's
him
just
again,
me
and he will
more
give
than
you the mount.
the game.
Next up, raid and dungeon drops. Now, there's only one mount
Never
that
really
drops
get
from a
excited about
dungeon.
horse mounts.
That is the Magitech Predator. It has
Ooh.
a chance to drop from
It's got some
Xenos
Warhammer,
and the
steampunk
Alamigo
Warhammer up in
dungeon.
here.
Now, all the rest of the mounts that I'm going to mention in this section are raid mounts that have a 100% chance to drop. They're all guaranteed to drop. And depending on when you're watching this video after it was released, some of the raids may be
Ooh,
easier.
what
than
about
they are
that
now.
mount?
So, if you've gotten any of these mounts unsynced recently, leave a comment saying how hard
That's
it
a
was
big
and
mount,
how
that
many
one.
people you needed, or if you needed to know any mechanics.
Nah,
just
it's
to
probably
help
a
your
boss that
fellow
you have
mount
to kill to get
hunters
the
with
mount.
the most up-to-date information possible.
That looks... There's one in World of Warcraft that looks a lot like that from Mechagon, I think. What the hell? That's a weird one. This kind of freaks me out. Skyrim had mobs like that. Oh! Snack. Oh, wow. That tail animation is really cool. I'll give him credit for that one. That looks like something out of Sonic. That's like some sort of cross between the Mechagon and Dark Souls. That's Subnautica. Actually, there's a bit of I forget the movie name. What was that TV series, sci-fi, that everyone went nuts over? Only had like 1 or 2 seasons. Had Nathan Fillion in it. But there was a movie that came out, and there's a vehicle from that.
Next up, trial mounts. And
Firefly,
trial
that's it.
mounts,
What was the movie
unlike
from
the raid
Firefly called?
mounts, they do not have a guaranteed chance.
Because
to
they
drop.
were in
They
a sort
have
of like
rare chance to drop
a
from the boss
hovering
itself, but
spaceship
every time
type
you kill the boss, you get a
vehicle.
totem, which you can eventually
Serenity, that's the
trade
one.
in to an item exchange
that.
NPC
That's actually a cool
for the
movie.
mounts. You can trade in 99
I saw that
totems
before I saw
for
Firefly.
a mount. But it usually takes a couple of major content patches after that trial boss was released before you can actually buy the mount with totems. So with all of that said, here are the trial mounts and where they drop.
Yeah, I mean, look,
That said,
is it not obvious why she sort of quit World of Warcraft and joined Final Fantasy XIV? Like, it's not exactly shocking, is it?
here are the trial mounts and where they drop.
I don't think it was a problem with World of Warcraft. I think it was more her personality met and fit in with Final Fantasy more. Yep, that's a blue horse. That one's purple. That one's cool. In comparison to the other ones, at least. That's just another unicorn. Except it's black. That's a griffin lad. Lord of the Rings. Let's go. None of these mounts have, like, anatomy, though, do they? I was just thinking, from that point of view, it would be kind of awkward if he just had, like, a massive dick hanging off of him. It is Final Fantasy. They could probably get away with it. probably get more sales as well. This is another creature that looks like the original Phoenix, or rather the one from World of Warcraft early days. That's a Dark Souls boss. Final Fantasy character sort of faces always have to look edgy, don't they? Perfectly sculpted and edgy. That one looks cool, but it looks like it's too graphically advanced for what the game engine can handle, because the frame rate looks well bad. Ooh, that looks funny. It's like a sort of a weird cross between a Fey dragon. What the hell is this? Is this Link? Is this Zelda?
Now for the Beast Tribe mounts. As before, I'll be separating the tribes by expansion, and I'll show where you can unlock those tribes and what reputation you need to get their mount.
Yeah, I remember fighting those creatures. Those look like something out of an anime. That's alright for what it is. That's actually a respectably good looking mount, that one. A lot of these creatures look like they're in pain, do you know what I mean? That's a weird one. Like every day is just torture to them. That one reminds me of like the Nether Ray. They're regurgitating that tail swing animation from the other dragon. That... what is going on there? That's a cool looking one. Wow. It's Aladdin's elephant. He can fly, he can fly, he can fly, he can fly. Okay, he's pretty derpy. Again, he looks like he's suffering. You know, like pugs do? Those dogs that have trouble breathing because they've been inbred for so long. Oh, that's a weird one, that is. Alright, okay, that's better. That is a pig. That looks stupid though. In a good way, I suppose. Hey, it's a little bumblebee.
Next up, hunts. These are different world bosses that you'll need a big group to take down. To find such a group and to know when the bosses are up, I recommend you join the Centurio Hunt Discord server. I've got it set up to ping me anytime there's an S rank, and that's pretty cool. To unlock hunts for all expansions, you'll need to make sure you've done all the quests that I'm showing on screen now. You can pause it if you need to. And really, you shouldn't miss the opportunity to do the best named quest in the game. The Wyvern is sold for 6 clan mark logs. You get the clan mark logs for 500 Centurio seals each from Ardelane, In Foundation, you then trade the clan mark
That's
logs to
like
Bertana and
Heroes of Might and
Idleshire.
Magic.
The Centurio Tiger comes from killing
Wyverns.
3,000 A ranks and 2,000 S ranks to get the achievement You Got Game. The Triceratops is from killing
I just don't
2,000
like
A
how
ranks
these
and
things
1,000
move
S
inside of the
ranks in
game. It
Nor-rank
doesn't feel like they're
zones.
connected.
And Forgiven Reticence is purchased from Xyle at the
Especially when they're on the
Crystarium
ground.
or Ilfroy at Yulemoor for 3,200 sacks of nuts. You can get your hands on some nut sacks by killing elite marks.
Sort of related to hunts are special fates that are big bosses that appear very rarely. You can also track these through the Centurio Hunt Discord server. Ixion is a mount purchased with 12 Ixion horns. The horns are
I think
obtained
that
from
horse
the
is
rare
just
fate, a
overcompensating
horse
for
outside
something.
in the logs. And the Iron Frog Mover is purchased from Fathard with 12 formidable cogs. The cogs drop from the rare fate, a finale most formidable in Collusia. Of course, the Mog Station is a place where you can shop for a bunch of mounts.
One way to do that is by marrying another
sign me
player.
up.
You'll both need to buy the gold or
Can't wait to
platinum
buy some
eternal
mounts.
bonding plan in the Mog Station, do the ties that bind quests, and you'll get the bird. Hopefully your partner won't also give you the bird when they find out you married him, just for a chicken. The rest of the Mog Station mounts are from the optional items section or from upgrading to collector's editions.
Okay. That one looks pretty dumb. I like it. It's like a Pikachu that's taken too many drugs. Oh, some Lord of the Rings action going on here. You don't want that thing tracking you down. Sure, why not? A golden egg. That one's 21 euros. What the hell? It's a creature flying. Its little ass. Or its big ass. Alright, that one's pretty cute. I'll give him that. Yeah, it's a chunker. Oh, it's a whale. That should cost more, shouldn't it? That should be at least double the price. Here's Aladdin's carpet. Oh my panda. What is this game? It's a WoW killer. It's called Final Fantasy XIV. Okay, that looks like some sort of future sport. I remember that mount. Well, that not necessarily that mount, but those guys were in the game or something. That was towards the end of the quest in Realm Reborn. That is a disease-looking horse. Okay, that's some Tron. I keep wanting to watch Tron, actually. Go back and watch that. Like the original one. Just another horse. Looking forward to Diablo 2 Resurrected, yeah. I think it'll be a fun game to play. It's lost a bit of its hype though since the Burning Crusade thing has been out. But they might get it back closer to the time. The bottom left is the cost. Oh, yeah, you can't see. Oh, yeah, you can actually see the prices. My webcam's not blocking it. That mount, that creature definitely looks like something from an anime. Like 1000%. That's been a creature in an anime at some point. The hell? Oh. There's only one mount so far that's even made me remotely excited though, by the way. Not that these mounts aren't necessarily good. But of course it was the Dodo mount. All the money from Mog Station goes to the dev team directly. Well, I hope so. Oh, that's cool. That's a Platoris, isn't it? Or whatever the hell those are called. Like those old dinosaurs. I used to like those ones. Thought they were really neat. Platypus. Not platypus, but something like that. It's another horse type thing.
Let's
Nessie.
talk crafting and gathering. Now, there's a couple mounts that you can just straight up craft, like the flying chair, which is crafted by an alchemist, requires 8 Cloud's Breath and 1 Riviera armchair. There is the magic bed, crafted by a carpenter, which requires 3
That's just
enchanted
ridiculous.
elm lumber, 4 undyed velveteen, and 4 Cloud's Breath. And there is the high bonus, which you get by scoring at least 10,000 points on an ocean fishing trip. Ocean fishing being a new
Plesiosaur.
feature
Is that
was
exactly how
added
it's...
pretty recently. Then there's
Plesiosaur.
Sky Builder scripts. So you can collect Sky Builder scripts by crafting items for Ishgard restoration. The Pegasus costs 4,200 Sky Builder scripts. It's also sometimes available to get in Moogle Treasure Trove
Malnourished
events.
Pegasus.
The Albino Caracal costs 8,400 Sky Builder scripts.
Chonka.
The Ufiti costs 8,400 Sky Builder scripts.
That
And the
has some
Doll Mount is a
connotations.
possible reward from the Koopa of Fortune minigame.
That one's like
in
from
the
Star
firmament.
Wars, that creature.
There's also the Pteranodon, which requires you to earn 500,000 points towards your Skyward score. As
So how many
Disciple
mounts have you guys got then
of
so
the
far?
Hand and land.
This is an absolutely monumental achievement, and I had kind of given up hope on finding anyone that would have this mount that I could record for footage for this video.
But with the help of a friend who speaks some Japanese, I hopped over to the only person that I knew had it in the entire world, a person on a JP server. And they put up with me, allowing me to get a bit of footage of the Pteranodon. So I'm happy to show that footage to you now.
Okay, is that supposed to be really rare and hard to get then? Because it looks pretty basic for one of their mounts. Takes like 9 years to get.
Next up, Eureka. Eureka
Fucking
is a
hell.
special set of zones with tough monsters in it and an independent
Uh,
leveling system that was
I've
introduced
wasted
in
my life.
Stormblood. I'm going to direct you to a Discord for this one as well, which I will drop in the description box below. Tyrannosaur drops in
Ooh, that one's,
Anemos via
pretty neat.
Anemos log boxes, which are obtained from Anemos Fates.
The Eldthors
Maybe it's so
drops
rare
from
'cause no one
gold
wants it,
bunny
yeah.
chests from Bunny Fates in Eureka Pyros. The Eurekan Petrel drops from gold bunny
Hey,
chests
Pracky would
from
like that
Bunny
one.
Fates in Hydatos.
And Demi Ozma drops from the final boss of Baldessian Arsenal in Hydatos. And that is a 56-man raid. That is going to
I don't even know
a
what
bit
to
of
say about that
organization
one.
And work with other players to get.
What the
Next
hell's
up,
going on
Airship
at this point?
Expeditions. There's only one mount for this because it's kind of a miscellaneous category. You get a zoo for 1 iron
That's a
void
reskin of the
spoil
one we
at
saw
any
earlier.
resident
Then that's
caretaker
ground
in any
mount.
housing district. You get the iron void spoil by sending your free company's airship on an expedition to Sector 24.
Next, player commendations. If you get 500 commendations from other players, you'll get a gilded Magitech armor reward.
And the Parade Chocobo is a reward for getting 3,000 player commendations.
He's a big
Achievement
boy.
points is another way to get mounts. You'll need to talk to Jonathas in Gridania near Apkalu Falls to exchange your points for achievement certificates, which you can
Why
then
does every
exchange for
character have
mounts.
like long
This is
ears?
also the NPC you'll need to talk to.
This
to
guy's
get
like the odd
mounts
one
that
out
you've
who's
earned
being
from
spoken
different
to. He looks
achievements.
uncomfortable. Look at him.
Here are
It's
all
like-
the mounts you can buy with achievement certificates.
Can I speak to someone who doesn't have long ears? Oh my Jesus Christ. Fucking hell. He's got muscles on his muscles. What the hell? Okay, so that's the Pixar one. Not quite as cute as the Pixar.
And finally, I wanted to show you all of the unobtainable mounts that are no longer available in the game, but are still pretty nice to look at.
There's a chocobo that's jumped into a tar pit. That's a chocobo that's jumped into a chicken coop. All the feathers have gone everywhere. Like in Home Alone. That's actually a cloud. She's got ears. That's kind of steampunky. Look, she's got ears. Like, is there a Final Fantasy 14 character that doesn't have ears? So many furries.
ハッピークリスマスやハンク。How old やターニン
Ah, 37. Alright, I like that one just because of how dumb it is. Unobtainable. You wouldn't be able to gank someone very easy on that. They'll see you coming a mile away. They're really weird creature designs, those ones. But they do stand out a lot. That ass. So these kid ones, are these like just younger characters in Final Fantasy, or are they like their own race? And they just look like that? Look like a child? They're their own race, okay. They're like gnomes. Except gnomes don't look like children. These are just sort of more generic looking horse type mounts. That one's okay. Different. Looks like something Kale Fast would ride, to be honest. What the fuck is this? The way she's mounted that as well. Oh dear. What the heck? Alright, that just looks like someone made that, like, for them. Do you know what I mean? Like, that doesn't look like a proper mount. This is just like something someone's done in their spare time. Community development. So is that a race that actually has ears? Or do all these characters just have, like, helmets that have ears on them? Cat girls. Of course there is. Okay, that's the Batmobile. There's just nothing about this that makes me want to play the game now.
Guys, thanks for watching. I hope this video was helpful to you and has inspired you to maybe look into different parts of the game that you haven't explored before to get some of those cool
it doesn't.
If you did find this video
It
helpful,
doesn't.
please consider supporting the channel on Patreon or on Twitch. You can
There's
also
only
support
one
the
that
channel
matters,
for
though.
free by clicking the subscribe button or by sharing this video with your fellow warriors of darkness.
Am I embracing
Thanks
the
again so
weeb?
much for
Far
watching,
from it.
and I'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye. Have a good one. Thank you for the video. I'll link that. So if you guys want to check it out, there you go. There's only one mount that counts, and it's the dodo. I think it was early on. Does anyone have the dodo? It was by far and away the best mount. Might have not even been that long into the video. It felt like it was pretty early into the video. But I can't see it from the clips at the moment. Fred has it probably. I hope he does. It's a good mount. Yeah, it's got to be. It has to have been early on into the video.
Dead, which you can. Deep Dungeon is one of my favorite activities in the game, and it's a great way to get some super rare mounts if you're committed.
Job mounts. I think the jobs were quite fun, although they had like the worst RNG possible. That mount was good actually as well. I'll give that one credit too. That was a good looking mount. By far a really good mount, that one.
Turn 4 of second coil of Bahamut.
9 minutes was it?
Turn 4 of final coil of Bahamut. Days, and you will probably need to heaven on in the Ruby Sea. The dodo is heaven.
Okay, yeah. Like, there's nothing that even comes close to as good as this mount.
On High's version of Night Pegasus, I suppose. It drops from platinum haloed sacks, which are obtained in
I mean, like, that animation as well is insane. That ass wiggle.
71 through 99.
It's trying so hard.
High. You can sell these on the market board as well.
That looks legit.
And it's really the same thing as before. You're going to need a dedicated group of 4 people to go in there to progress through on your save. Each time you reach floor 100.
Yeah, okay. That's the mount. That's the only mount in the game to get. And apparently you can solo it. So get your solo game on. You have no excuse. If you're playing Final Fantasy right now, you need to get that mount. No excuse otherwise. Alright, there you go. Thank you, Death Knight, for the request. But no, I'm not going to be playing Final Fantasy anytime soon.